another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner, episode 150. For the review shows, I'm your host, as always, Cammy, and I hope to be your host for another 50. But we'll see how that goes with my contract. I have quite the pick of the week, as usual, but this time I'm even more excited. You know why? Because I've been a fan of this title for a while. And so it gives me with great pleasure to introduce the pick of the week from DC. We have Batgirl number 17, written by Bryan Q and art by Pere Perez. Now, in this issue, you see Stephanie Brown still trying to get accustomed to and just get used to her normal responsibilities of being in Batman Inc. with Oracle, and then college life, and then social life. So she's kind of exhausted. Meanwhile, we have Damian Wayne observing regular school children not getting it. They're very pedestrian. Get it, pedestrian, because they're walking the street. He makes little jokes to himself. Kind of sad. But basically, him and Batgirl meet up because they are both kind of investigating the same case of missing school children. More specifically, the middle class, because the middle class families will do whatever it takes to get their children back. Where the elite will be like, whatever, we'll have a couple $100 million. Kid back? Thanks, cool, awesome. But anyway, they find out that their captors might be lurking in the museum, and so they decide to have a team up with witty banter, like the first time they met back earlier in the arc, and it's just great to see Damian undercover as a school child there, while Batgirl is the eyes and ears with the cameras and everything, looking for their attackers and their kidnappers. Well, you see that Damian doesn't know how to play. He just doesn't know how to be a child in general, and it just kills Stephanie. It like breaks her heart because she's watching this little girl trying to interact with Damian, and Damian's just like, oh, my name's Bruce, I don't know what to do. Trained by the League of Assassins to be the ultimate killing machine, and yet he can't talk to girls. Damian, I'm right there with you. But moving on, they find out that their captors have taken the entire class in the bus. They go, spring into action, they take down the bus. And then afterwards, as they're having some coffee, and Damian even quips that it tastes like battery acid because he's a 10-year-old drinking coffee, Stephanie decides he needs more field training, and so she rents a moon bounce, and they try to get him to have some fun at the end. And he's smiling, but he's not smiling. He swears he's not. He's just thinking about stabbing her. It was such a fun, enjoyable issue. I mean, I love Batgirl and the whole series in general, but when you add in Damian Wayne, it seems like if you can add him to any other book, he's just great, and especially the chemistry between those two. Now, my ultimate dream would be to have Supergirl, Batgirl, and Robin. That would be the ultimate banter fest right there. But yes, that is the pick of the week. It's just good stuff. You should go out, if you're not reading Batgirl already, and splurge, because it is well worth the money. Now, on to the Fast Five! First up, from Marvel, we have Heroes for Hire number 2. Now, the first issue, it was okay. Second issue, that's what really got me here. We have the Silver Sable, Ghost Rider, and Paladin, and Satana this issue. Misty sends Silver Sable to find out what's happening with this, all these deaths, and put a stop to these people with this ammunition that seems to go right through body armor. Paladin thinks it's something supernatural, calls in his buddy Satana. She looks at these guns that are like melded to your hand, and they are cursed. And when she removes the curse, they are like a soul bullets with dammunition, because it's ammunition of the damned, get it? And these bullets, you find out, they kill you by taking your soul. So when you get hit, it takes your soul, puts it back to the user, and if they don't get enough souls, then they go crazy. Well, Silver Sable is in over her head. She gets teleported to the main operator of this little operation, Baron Brimstone, and so then Misty has to call in Ghost Rider for help. He takes him back to hell. Silver Sable helped. And then at the end, you see that Paladin, he kind of has a hunch that maybe Misty isn't really where she thinks she is, and someone might be operating her. She has been a little screwy ever since her miscarriage. But it was a good issue nonetheless. It's nice to see Abnett and Lanning stay away from Cosmic sometimes, and just, splurge with these other great characters. Splurge seems to be the word this episode, but enough splurging. Let's get on to the next pick. Good stuff, nonetheless, though. Next up, from DC, we have Birds of Prey number 8. And you're kind of having a whole little connection. I mean, Heroes for Hire, gal with the microphone. The Birds of Prey, gal with the microphone. We have the birds that are caught off guard at this little club. They are up against someone that they've never encountered before, some veiled woman who apparently says she's not mortal. She can, corrupt your soul, something like that. Of course, you know, being a superhero, I'm sure you hear this stuff all the time. But I should point out in this gorgeous issue written by the lovely Gail Simone, we have Gilliam March from, you know, Gotham Sirens. He's on art in this, and you have a lot of good art in this issue. You have the birds versus, you know, have a nice little barroom brawl, and then Batman even jumps into the mix. And then meanwhile, on the other side of town, you have Hawk going to see Penguin, or I'm sorry, Cobblepot. He doesn't like to be called Penguin, as he teaches his servers how to serve, as it were, with this new reopening of the club. But at the end, Canary gets a little lobotomized when this gal touches her, and then apparently something goes on. She's remembering every bad decision she ever made and everything that's caused her pain while they take Dove away. So it was a really action-packed issue for the hunt for Oracle, or the death of Oracle, as it were. And, you know, it's Birds of Prey. It's Gail Simone. What's not to love? Next up from Image, we have The Infinite Vacation #1. Now, this is the newest Nick Spencer title, and that guy is so hot right now, he could take a dump in tinfoil, wrap it up and put hooks on it and sell it to the Queen for earrings, as the line in Zoolander is. God, it's being a sequel, isn't it? But anyway, back on topic here. Nick Spencer's latest project from Image Comics, and it's very interesting. And it's you know, this revolves around this guy named Mark in this alternate reality. And in this reality, you can have an app. It's a free app. And you can, instead of making that one bad decision, you can buy you making that decision in another dimension. It's kind of complex. It's really out there. If you're a fan of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and other mind-bending little stories like that, I think this might be right up your alley. The art might not be for everyone. I'm a fan of Christian Ward's art in this especially. He was on Olympus. You might recognize his art. But basically, this Mark guy, you know, he figures out that a couple of his other alternate Marks are dying, and now he's kind of wondering why they're dying. Meanwhile, you know, after seeing a cute girl in the coffee shop, tries to pick up Mark that would actually go up and talk to her, and she kind of is offended that he's so fucking lazy to do so. And you find out that she's something called a dead-ender, and apparently they're kind of like Amish in this universe, where everyone else is having fun picking out what reality they want to live in and what, you know, choices they want to make. Well, some people just want to have nothing to do with it completely, and that seemed to be her person. But it's a very interesting first issue. You know, it's $3.50. It's Image. They put out some good stuff I hear, and so might want to take a chance if it sounds like it might be something you might be interested in. But then again, it might not be for everybody. But I certainly found something to enjoy out of it, that's for sure. Next up from Marvel, we have Black Panther, The Man Without Fear, #514. Wow, it's been going on for that long? No. This is the continuing storyline of Black Panther being the man without fear in Hell's Kitchen. He made a promise to Matt that, listen, on my little journey of self-discovery, I'll go ahead and keep Hell's Kitchen, you know, under my watch. Only thing is, he has no idea anything about New York or Hell's Kitchen, so it's kind of hard for him to fit in while having this new identity and trying to fight crime on the side. He's trying to take down this one guy named Vlad. He's kind of a new crime lord, and Vlad's kind of pinpointing where Black Panther is operating, just judging by all the hits on his own crew. And then when the final confrontation finally happens, whatever. It's a lot more electrifying than T'Challa was expecting. But you have Luke Cage having a little cameo saying, "Hey, buddy, you know, I got your back," and T'Challa pretty much saying, "Listen, I know we're both black and everything, but," he didn't really say that, "but, you know, I'm off on my own thing. Leave me alone." And it's a very, very interesting issue. I really enjoyed it, but the thing I enjoyed the most about this issue was Francesco Francavilla's art. Gorgeous. And it kind of has a little bit of like a Black Panther Year One touch to it. And even if you look at his costume, he's a completely different. It's not like the leather latex that he had when the Panther God was rolling with him. No. It's different, but yet it's enjoyable at the same time. I really liked it. If you've been a fan of Daredevil or Black Panther, pick it up. You won't regret it. And finally this week from DC we have Rebels #24. Now, one of the big reasons why I picked this book is you see the rise of Starro happening once again. You see Lobo get taken out because he smells another Caesarnian, and he's like, wait a minute, I killed all the other Caesarnians. I am the last living one. When he goes to confront this gal, he doesn't know that it's Storm Daughter. He gets knocked out by her little drugged lip gloss there, and we find out that it's a pheromone that one of the guys made up just to get him, you know, in their clutches, while Starro the Conqueror and Storm Daughter helped breed a new army, and thanks to his life force, Lobo's life force, since he can never die, it's kind of working, and you see all of the little Starros starting to just multiply all over again. And so it's very much deja vu with the whole Starro coming to rise of power again. And guess who's #1 on his hit list? Yeah, it's V.R.E.L. Docs, and they make a little play at V.R.E.L. at the end as well. So Starro's coming back. You got the same creative team from issue 1. What's not to love? I mean, you got Claude St. Aubin's art on this, and you got Tony Bedard writing a killer story. It's fun. It's science fiction. It's out there. It's, you know, it's not taking place on Earth. Rebels is such a cool book, and yeah, I'm so glad that I was turned and I saw the light, and now I'm enjoying the hell out of it because of it. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. If you want more Cammy's Comic Corner goodness and want to check out all 149 other episodes, head on over to www.cammyscomiccorner.com. From there, you can see all the previous review shows. You can see the Book of the Month reviews, both written and video versions that I've done. And then you can go chat on the forums about what you liked. And then you can go listen to the audio spin-off Geeky Talkie, where I talk about numerous geeky stuff that I could never talk about on this show. Also, if you want to help support the show, you can go onto the iTunes Marketplace or the Android Marketplace and buy the Cammy's Comic Corner app. Doesn't really update all that often, but hey, it's on your phone, and you get to help support the show. I don't get the entire amount on there, and please, I don't have any access to the credit card information because you have to pay by credit card. Believe me, I don't get any of that. I don't see who you are, what your PIN numbers are, or anything like that. It's really trustworthy, or so I've been told. And thanks to Peter Snaesberg for a nice new pair of shoes that I got from his credit card. I mean, I wasn't supposed to say that. Also, thanks to Rising Sun Creations at rsc-online.com. They have the best of U.S. comic books, manga, and collectible toys imported straight from Japan, all located at their physical store in Mission Valley. If you're in the San Diego area, please stop on by. They'd love to see you. Or on their online store at rsc-online.com. Thanks again for being a sponsor. So that does it for 150 episodes. I hope to be around for 150 more. I think I can do it. And over time, you'll see me upgrade other equipment, other software, yada, yada, yada. See me at more conventions, the whole 9 yards. But in the meantime, this has been Cammy's Comic Corner. I have been your host, Cammy. Now, if you haven't noticed, I have a audition because I heard Spider-Man the Musical, Turn Off the Dark, is in need of more actors because apparently they're killing off all their actors. So I think I got the Peter Parker looks. I can do a little song and dance. I don't want to brag, but I was a triple threat in high school. So now I'm going to go do a couple of Buffalo Flaps while singing, I don't know. I'll figure something out. Huzzah!